Hey, thanks for tuning in to today's Drawing for Youth class. This class is offered as a partnership between the Ann Arbor District Library and the Ann Arbor Art Center, both located downtown Ann Arbor. Today we're going to be drawing flowers, and we're going to be showing the roots, so showing what's underground in our drawing. So grab a pencil and a sheet of paper and let's get started. So the first thing we're going to draw on our sheet of paper is the ground line. So we're just going to draw a simple straight or curvy, whatever you want, however you want to make the ground line will be just fine. And then what I like to do after that is start by just drawing the roots of all of the flowers I'm going to be drawing. And so as I'm doing this, I'm making the top of the root where it's next to the ground line a little bit thicker, and then the roots will get smaller and smaller as they get further away from that root that's connected to the stem. So you can see I added several little tiny roots that get smaller and smaller. Now that I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and add my stems. So I'm going to change up the way that I'm making the stems, not only in the way that the direction that they're curving, but also with the leaves that I'm adding. So I'm adding, one that has smaller leaves, one that has larger, one that's more zigzaggy textured. So that way it has more variety basically. Now, you can go ahead and be adding color to these, or you can just keep this a simple sketch to start out with. It's really up to you. If you're using markers, then you can use a couple different types of greens if you have that. If you're using crayons or colored pencils, then you can do some blending as well. But also, I really like adding lots of different greens, so if that's an option, then go for it. From there, I'm gonna go ahead and start looking at some different flowers. So one of the things that can be fun to do for this project is to actually look at flowers either around your house, if you have any flowers in a vase, or outside of your house in the garden, or maybe go on a walk in a park and see what kind of flowers that you can find, and then try to record them that way so you're drawing what you see. So that's what I'm doing here, is I'm just adding a few different flowers that are around, so that way, and I'm just keeping it really simple. I'm not getting into too much detail. If you do have the option with colored pencils, for example, or crayons to do some shading and blending, you can do that. But if you're using markers or paint and you just want to keep it kind of more simple, then and color it in more of a blocky, solid kind of way, that's perfectly fine. So you can add as much or as little detail as you'd like. I'm just going to spend a little bit of time here adding some extra details. So now I can add my background. So you can really do whatever you want here with this. You could think about adding some trees in the background, other grasses, etc. I'm gonna keep mine pretty simple here just for the sake of a quick video to give you a quick demo of how to do the project, but then give you that time and space to really do it in the way that you want to do it. So I am adding a blue sky with white clouds. I'm gonna layer in some other colors into my sky here in a little bit, and then I'm just gonna add dark brown dirt. I'm gonna also add some texture in there. I don't wanna keep it just flat because I wanna add that texture of dirt to really make it look like that bumpy, rough kind of texture that dirt has. And again, if you're not sure what that might look like, take a walk outside for a minute and go look at some dirt in the ground and see, if you picked it up even, what kind of textures, how many different browns or blacks will you find? Are there rocks? Another cool thing sometimes you see in the ground where the plants are some rocks, or maybe there's a little snail or an ant. So think of all the fun details that you can add here underground to make it really, really interesting. Maybe a worm, for example, would be a fun touch. So I hope that you enjoy this and really have some creativity that goes into this to make it really interesting. Again, Mine's a little bit more simple, so I would encourage you, especially in the sky and in the underground, to really have fun with that. Maybe there's a plane in the sky or a hot air balloon, I don't know. So have fun with this though, and hope you tune in next time.